So in this video, I'm going to be doing a hood exit wastegate dump on the Volkswagen Passat here. I've already started. I didn't think I was going to record it, but I figured why not. So my wastegate is down here off the manifold. This is the wastegate right here, and then it used to dump straight down. And this is what I've got so far. So I got a Vibrant UJ stainless steel bend, 1.5 inch tubing. This is the rest of it right here. And I took about a 110 degree angle or so off the U part, and that's welded onto the flange down there, and then that's coming up. We got really good clearance. I can't even quite fit my finger between the V-band and this here, but that's good because I want it as far forwards as possible. And then it is touching the turbo blanket, but that's not a huge deal. Those things are meant to take heat, so that should be fine. So what I did next was I measured the arc of the hood here. Sorry, that just messed up my pole. But I did that. Alright, 1 second. I measured the arc of the hood. So this is the rough point where the wastegate dump is going to come out of. I just kind of measured from the fender to there. Or first of all, I obviously looked down with the hood open and got a mark of where I think it's going to come out. This going this way on the car. And then I measured from that mark to where the dump is, and obviously traced that on the hood. So it should be around here for the dump. And then what I did from here was I took a level and set it on the hood so that the level is perfectly level off the kind of peak of the hood there. And then I measured from here to the corner of the hood, which is 2 inches on this. And then I measured from my point to the level, which is 1/2 inch. So then you subtract that minus the length here, which gives me 1.5 inches. And then when I open the hood, I'll set a bar going across from here to here on that side, and then I'll go from that bar and go 1.5 inches up, and that'll be the rough cutoff of the dump. So I'm gonna get that bar on here. Now that I've got that bar on, what I'll do is, here's where my tube is now, and I'm gonna run it up and then go 1.5 inches above the bottom of this bar, and that should be right about where it's coming out of the hood. You can do this a lot of ways. A lot of people cut it off straight. What I'm planning on doing here is having this come something like this, so that it'll be cut at about a 30 degree angle or so, which will give it more of a teardrop shape rather than a perfect circle. So I'm going to work on cutting this tubing up and getting it marked out there. Guys, so I got the really rough cut done here, and if I'm being honest, I might have accidentally cut it a little too short, but we're going to see. So I have a little bit of flux on there. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just going to close the hood, and hopefully that'll put a imprint on it. It feels like it's hitting it. Oh, here, 1 second. Alright. Oh yeah, there's actually a dent in the hood, so it looks like we're gonna have to do this by now. Alright, and there is our mark, right where it needs to go. You can see the front corner of it. So now I'm gonna get a 1.5 inch hole saw and drill that out right there. Here's my mark on my hood. This is obviously on the underside, so I'm going to find the middle of this and then hole saw that out. Alright guys, and yeah, as you can see, this pipe is a little short, so I'm going to have to cut that and extend it. It's not a big deal though, we can work with that. So here's kind of what it looks like though. There will be a plate that's going to get riveted to the car, and it's going to be in a teardrop shape. Something like this, you know, to kind of finish it off. But yeah, that's how it looks. I drilled this out with the hole saw. And then I ended up I used this bit on a drill to kind of even out hone out some of the metal. And then one of these, what do you call them? I don't know. Sandpaper discs on a Dremel, pretty much. And that got the general shape down. So the hole saw was kind of a rough estimate, and it was actually pretty perfect where I placed it. And then from there I just took that stuff to make it a little bigger, and that's what I got. And you can see this little Sharpie mark. That was the original spot that I expected it to come out. So pretty darn close with my measurements, as you can see. And I'm pretty happy with the placement. It's off of this body line, which is what I was hoping for. It's kind of in the center part of the hood. It'll be out of my field of, my vision and all that. And it's not too far forwards either. I was worried since I had the rain tray that it was going to look weird where it's at. But honestly, my garage isn't big enough to get a good look at it. But I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna take that out, cut that pipe, and extend it up a little bit, and then we'll get back to you. And here it is with that extended portion. So obviously I cut it right here and then just added a straight bit on, and then closed the hood a couple times, got my mark, and cut it at an angle. And I still got to tighten this up, put gaskets on, and I am going to grind these welds down. I'm not very happy with them. I got good penetration, but they're not the prettiest. This is the first time I welded stainless steel with actual stainless steel wire in a MIG welder, not just flux core. So, new experience. It's definitely something to get used to, but I mean, it's welded, it's sturdy. So there's that. There's the hole in the hood. I've been grinding that out. It still needs to be a little bigger, but this is it for now. There's the hole. You can see it lining up, and then you press the hood down, and there you go. That's what our hood exit looks like. So I did raise it a little bit. Obviously, you don't want it to be under there and have all the heat going under the hood. So this way it'll, you know, disperse it outside of the engine bay. But I'm pretty happy with that. It looks pretty good. So I will be cleaning up all these edges too. It was a very rough cut, but hey, this is the kind of mock-up. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do the surrounding plate out of stainless steel yet. It's either going to be stainless steel or aluminum. I'm not sure. I'd like something a little thicker though, and I kind of want to paint it black, not leave it exposed metal or raw metal. So I'm going to figure that out tomorrow, but that's what it looks like today. Here we are. I was working on cutting the hole in the hood a little bigger, and the rotary tool here stopped working, and I looked if I can find the part. I've already lost it. Oh, here it is. This thing has, here's the motor, and then here's the shaft that drives the grinder blade, and you can see there's like, they're not connected. There's this spring that goes between them, and it's supposed to have this little slot there to slot into the motor and to the shaft here, but this one is missing. So this one is broken. I have a, or I had, oh, there we go. I had this nice Milwaukee die grinder, or not die grinder, rotary tool, and this one stopped working. And I had an old Dremel one, and that one has stopped working too. So I'm 0 for 3 on these rotary tools. So I'm going to go to Menards and buy yet another. Here is the finished dump. I haven't done the plate yet, and honestly, I'm not sure if I want to do the plate. I did take the car out for a drive and realized that, well, with all the shifting that the engine does, this does still touch the hood, or vibrates on the hood under load. So I'm thinking about doing new motor mounts because both of mine are leaking. If you didn't know, motor mounts on a lot of Volkswagens are actually fluid filled, and once they wear out, all that fluid will drip out of them, and then your motor mounts are really loose. So, I mean, I can pretty much, yeah, I can move the engine from the wastegate dump. So obviously when this thing is driving, it's going to move that wastegate dump. So probably be doing new motor mounts. I know 034 Motorsports makes the set, but I haven't had good luck with their products, so I might be doing BFI motor mounts. They make a really nice set of aluminum motor mounts for this, so I gotta look into that more. But here's the dump. It looks really good. You can see I ground down the welds. Can't even really tell that it was welded anymore, and then wire wheeled the whole thing, so it's one, you know, it's a consistent look, not grinded out in one spot. I like it, how it looks. Everything else is painted black, and I was planning on painting that matte black like the downpipe here. But if I'm being honest, I kind of like it raw metal or exposed metal, so I think I'm going to keep it how it is. And looking at it more with this hole in the hood, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to if I'm gonna put a plate around here, because I'm pretty happy with how it does look. Here, 1 second. You know, not having a plate there is growing on me, I think. I obviously still want to grind this out more, make it more of a perfect circle, make an even gap all the way around, but I don't know. It doesn't look bad how it is. I'm pretty happy with it. So that's that. And I will say, so this car used to be a dump to the ground, or atmosphere dump right here. Obviously, these are my first flux core welds. They are not the prettiest. Camera won't focus on it, but yeah. But it didn't leak, actually, surprisingly. But this used to go straight down, not up like it does now. And this, the new one going out the hood, is surprisingly a lot louder than this was going to the ground. So obviously I'm thinking this just got muffled, you know, like resonating off the ground, and it didn't actually dump all the way. It kind of dumped off the side of the transmission. So lost a lot of sound in that. This comes straight out, and obviously like your windows are right there, and if those are open, this thing, it's almost ear piercing now. But I personally like that. I have one video on Snapchat. It's hard to get good videos here, but I do have a video of the dump when it was going down, and then this one, the dump going up, which will be the second video. So I'll post this in here now. Obviously they're going to be filmed vertically and all that, but it gets you a good idea of the sound difference. And that's about it for this video. That's the newest mod on the Passat here. I'm happy with how it turned out, and that's pretty much how I did it, in case any of you guys wanted to try this. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.